Hello, everyone. I'm Pamela Coombs at the Wellness Radio TV. Welcome. Um, it is a beautiful day in Gainesville, Florida today. Wherever you are, I hope you are staying warm and comfortable as you are moving about. My little hat here, my sweet godmother in Jackson, Tennessee, Miss Hazel Moden, made this for me and sent it to me. Thank you, Miss Hazel. It's really cute. Hey, listen, I don't know if you've seen the movie Harriet or not. That is all the buzz today. Lots of conversation about many things as it relates to that movie, from who the actress should have been who was playing Harriet. Hello, Nathan Annual Bell and Miss Green, to questions about the storyline. Let me just say what is critical to me is, thank God somebody finally told the story. I'm really happy that we now have a personal, really a personal and up close look at this woman that in our history books, hi Faith Evans, Faith Chapman, in our history books we only heard about Harriet Tubman as a woman who helped and was an authority in the Underground Railroad, when in fact this young woman, and I don't want to give the storyline away to anybody who has not seen the movie, just go see the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, when you're watching it, pay close attention to the people in the movie. We all know that slavery was wrong. But when I looked at them, as I was watching the movie and I saw what Harriet was able to do in her physical abilities, in the physical abilities of old and young, who had to foot it, who had to hoof it to freedom. They had to run. And I thought, wow, look at the seed that we came from. How many people do you know that could not even climb up on the selling block to even be auctioned off today? That's what I thought about. And we think that as we age, there are limitations, but she went back and got her elderly parents who were also able to walk, to run, to endure whatever the climates were. Oh, go see the movie, Sharon. You have got to see the movie. Whatever the climate was, they were able to move through that. And look at what they carried to eat. They didn't, many times she would just stand at the edge of the woods and start singing the song that they knew was the clue, and they would take off running. So if they were not carrying a supply of food with them, what were they eating? Because the story goes, Harriet never lost one of her passengers on the Underground Railroad. So what were they eating? They were eating, and when we think about the African that came to this country, they knew the vegetation in the wilderness that they could eat to keep them alive. They knew, even one of the scenes where a woman had her baby, there was something that they gave that baby in the wilderness that was able to keep that baby nice and quiet. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we knew what that was today, so that we were not giving our children Ritalin and all of the other medications that's causing a negative impact on their bodies because it's a chemical? This is Diabetes Awareness Month. And let me just tell you something. This is so serious to me. I feel like I need to be the Moses. Harriet was rescuing us from the bondage of slavery. We need to be rescued from the bondage of our plates. Ladies and gentlemen, we are committing suicide with our plates, and the scripture clearly tells us, thou shalt not kill. And when you're putting things in your body that's killing you, you're still killing. And just because it's legal and it's in the grocery store to eat does not mean we should eat it. Let me tell you, I went to visit someone in the hospital that had diabetes. And when I saw this person's foot, and I'm going to show it to you, and I said to myself, oh my God, we can eat something, what we're putting in our mouths, we can watch it decay our bodies to this point, and we're still eating it. When we are eating white sugar, which is there's only one molecule difference between white sugar and cocaine. It is addictive. When we're eating that and we brush our teeth because we don't want it to eat through the hard surface of our teeth. When we're eating that and we go and brush our teeth, you just swallowed it. If it will eat through the enamel of your teeth, you just swallowed it. Let me just show you. Let me show you what diabetes does. I don't know. There you go. That's a better picture. This is the foot. This is the foot of someone that I was visiting in the hospital. Now, I want you to like and share this because we need to see how food can eat us up alive. That's one foot. Let me just show you the other foot. That was just one foot. This is the other foot. It had already eaten all the toes off that foot. This is what the plate is doing to our bodies. Every 21 seconds in the United States of America, an American is diagnosed with diabetes. And another 87 million of us are at risk of getting sugar diabetes. Nobody's in control of that except you. Nobody's in control of that except you. What you purchase in the grocery store and bring home to your house, or what you go through the drive-through to get. And let me tell you, anything that you don't even have to get out of your car to eat, you shouldn't even eat it. You at least ought to walk to get it. When I think about Harriet Tubman and all the running that they had to do, I even had somebody say to me, well, I think they didn't have a good depiction of her because the pictures that we saw was a more robust kind of woman. Come on now, come on. All that running she was doing, she couldn't have been robust. She was Jackie Joyner Kersee before Jackie Joyner Kersee. She was going, and because her body was so pure, because she wasn't putting all the stuff in her body that causes swelling in the brain, she could hear from God. And how else? Let me tell you, I don't even know which way is east and west unless I'm truly in a place where I can see the sun coming up and going down. If you've ever been out in the woods before, you can really get lost in the woods. There are a lot of people who get lost in the woods. So Harriet had to be at a spiritual place that she could hear from God. And ladies and gentlemen, just because we go to church every Sunday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Friday or Monday through Sunday, and we're not in a spiritual place where we can hear God speaking to us, and one of the challenges with not being in a spiritual place is because of what we're putting in our stomachs, what's in the gut. The interview that I did yesterday with Amy Meacham, whose daughter has chromosomes missing. Last year she only had 10 words. This year, because she changed her diet and started giving her prebiotics and putting good things in her body, she now has a memory. What was happening was her brain cells were dying. And the research that they're doing is showing that when our brain is not properly doesn't have proper nutrition, we're not putting good clean water in it, good alkaline water. You need good alkaline water so that your body is not acidic, so bacteria will not grow in your body. You need good alkaline water. Hello, Paula Hadley. See you shortly. Lorenzo. So her brain cells were dying. And researchers that were able to take blood from this little 4-year-old was able to see what was going on with her brain, and she changed her diet. She started giving her prebiotics. Her brain cells are now working. She has memory. You have to have memory to be able to talk. Your body has to be clean. And so they're looking at even the connections between our gut and Alzheimer's. This is Diabetes Awareness Month. November 14th is going to be, is National Diabetes Awareness Month. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my relatives, Facebook friends, family, We can save our own lives by taking a look at our plates. You are responsible for your health. The person that I was visiting in the hospital, that day that I was with him, he was very aggravated and agitated because he felt like his foot doctor and the other doctors and nurses were not communicating with each other. He said to me, you know what? They're just not working together. They're not working together. And I was listening to him being aggravated because the doctors and nurses and the specialists were not working together. And I put my hand on his diseased leg. And I said to him, my dear friend, the first person that had a responsibility to your feet was you. You can't complain about these doctors and nurses if you didn't do what you were supposed to do to save your feet. This is, let me just show you, this is what one foot looked like. And the other foot, this is what the other foot looked like. This is what sugar diabetes is doing to our bodies. 87 million more of us are at risk of getting diabetes. It is in your hands. It is in your hands because you go to the store, you buy the food, you bring it to your house, you're in your cars, you drive to wherever you go. And while you think it may be challenging and takes a lot of time to go, hi, my friend Becky Johnson, Dorothy Benson, hello. While you think it may be a little extra work to prepare food at home, don't wait, because when we don't look at what we're putting in our bodies and things happen, it slows us down. And then we start to look and we start to think. This morning, you know what I had for breakfast? I had some sauteed cabbage, some peas, and some tomato soup that I made at home. Nobody said you had to have biscuits and sausage and eggs for breakfast. I mean, you can, but how is that taking care of your body? You know what? I have a loaf of bread that we bought at the last 2 or 3 months ago when we were supposed to have a storm. It's a loaf of white bread that's been in the pantry all that time, and it still doesn't have mold on it. And that's what we're putting in our bodies. If we believe that God scooped us up out of clay, then we need to be eating the things that are close to what we were made from. Find the vegetation. Do your research. And, vegetables. You can eat vegetables for every meal, and you can season them well. And people talk about how much we need other stuff. Harriet Tubman and that group, what do you think they were eating on that journey? And they made it. They were eating the things that they found. So, I would love, that making me sick, no more pictures, please. Look, Mr. Bell, I want you to know what we're up against. I want everybody to know the consequences of what we put on our plates and put in our mouth. Yes, it is gross to look at. But let me tell you, if we don't start paying attention to that plate, and if you're on high blood pressure medication, and I guarantee you your doctor has said something to you about keeping an eye on your kidneys, because the chemicals in the high blood pressure medication is going to burn up your kidneys, and you will have time to go to kidney dialysis 4 hours a day, 3 times a week. You will make time for that. So before you have to make time to go to kidney dialysis or all of the other illnesses that overeating and gluttony is causing us, take time to prepare your food at home. And when you see the statistics, I think $327 billion a year that diabetes is costing. I want you to think about that number in another way. Somebody is making $327 billion off of you not paying attention to what you're eating. Somebody is making that money. So while you're not stepping up on the selling block to be sold as slaves, you're being fattened up and people are still making money on you. It's called the healthcare system. But it's in your hands. It is on your plate. And you have the power to save your body, your vessel, the very first gift that God gave you, the place for your spirit to live, your breath, your spirit. Hey, Francis, thank you for my necklace. Thank you. This is very alarming that for me when I saw the statistics, when I saw the promotion about Diabetes Awareness Month, yet I don't know any other cure for diabetes other than you being conscientious enough to take a look at your plate and decide, look at that's on your plate and ask yourself, is this helping me to live, or is it causing an early demise? It is God's desire for us to be in good health. God made us for his good pleasure. God gave us everything that we need to be in good health. What kind of diets are good but not restrictive? Well, first of all, if you eat something that doesn't make you feel good and you have to take an antacid after you eat it, or you see inflammation in your body, the most important thing is to listen to your body. And there are things that you know. I mean, just the basic things. If it's in a package, it has preservatives. If it has sugar, it is eating away at your cells. You know, remember a long time ago when people would open up a can of Coke to eat off the corrosion off of the battery? And I remember seeing my daddy doing that. He'd pour it and I was like, this is powerful enough to eat the corrosion off a battery and we drink it? So the question of what kind of diet should we be eating that's not restrictive, it's starting to get warm out here. I could take my little hat off, but it's kind of cute. Thank you, Miss Hazel Moden. Just be honest. I mean, you know, I've had people ask me that before. You know what you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating. Yeah, we do know that. Read labels. I even went to buy some sauerkraut because cabbage really is good for you. I bought some sauerkraut, looked for sauerkraut, and so much sauerkraut, actually, can you believe sauerkraut has sugar in it? Can you believe that? So I had to keep looking and looking until I found me a package of sauerkraut that didn't have sugar in it. Hey, because you like something sweet, that's okay. The first taste we were born craving was sweet, because the mother's milk is sweet. So don't feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me because I love sugar. I love something sweet. It's okay. But eat the fruits and vegetables and try to get organic if you can. The fruits and vegetables that are sweet. And when you start to cleanse your palate of the chemicals of sugar, and not even the sucralose and the artificial stuff that impacts the neurological system, and I've been eating that because I thought, well, let me stay away from sugar. And then I learned that that's not good for me either. Some dried fruits are too highly concentrated in sugar. I just had some dried apricots before I did this, and you can kind of hear the sound that is it's causing me to get stopped up. So what do I need to do? Don't eat it. I have to find something else to eat. Because if you listen to your body will tell you what it needs, what's good for it. And earlier today I was thinking, I need something else to eat. Actually, I needed some water. So I drank some more water, and I'm good. I'm okay. Listen, please like and share. I would love to hear your comments. Tell me if you have some things that you can share with others that you're doing to help you on this journey of a whole, powerful, strong, loving, harmonious life, because that's the only way that we can have that kind of joy and peace. Part of our anger is we eat blood. We're eating a diet full of blood. How do you tell what is really organic? Well, I'm no expert on that, but they do have the little signs up at the store that says what's organic and what's not. Hey, and I got some kale and some greens and herbs, and I'm growing some ginger and my moringa tree. I'm growing a celery bunch. So, do what you can. Use some of to your spot if you have a yard. Use some of that to grow something that you can grow in the season based on where you live. I had no idea. In Europe, a lawn, they brought the idea of lawns to the United States of America when they came here because having a lawn was a sign of prestige. But in reality, people used to grow their crops in their yards. So imagine if everybody decided to use their yard to grow as much food as they could seasonally and can and put things up and eat that. That would be a perfect way of knowing if your food is organic, or find a farmer's market. And those farmers can accurately tell you what they're using. It's up to you. We can continue to take the shortcuts, or we can work toward saving this vessel. Let me know any of your ideas that you have. I am all, yeah, Mom used sugar and salt when she canned sauerkraut. I don't know that she used sugar, Francis. I used to help her with sauerkraut. I never put any sugar in the sauerkraut because all you do is put salt and put a little brine in there and mash it down and let it go. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and share, and ask yourself the question, even if somebody wanted to sell me, do I have the physical ability to climb up on the selling block? We are the offsprings of people who were physically able to do a lot of things. What are we physically able to do now? And if you can't, what can you do to help change that? It is in your hands. It is on your plate. Thank you all so much for watching. I will continue to have more live videos because this is very personal to me. I've lost 3 brothers. I believe all 3 of my brothers would still be here if they had had better information, that they adhered to better information about their plate. Our cells are reproducing all the time. We have the ability to live long, healthy lives. Let's do everything we can to ensure that that happens. Keep moving, drink lots of water, eat well, eat clean, drink lots of water, and may God continue to bless you. I'm Pamela Coons at the Wellness Radio TV. Remember, there is healing at the well. Make it a great day.